Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Welcome to Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. We have a wonderful guest on the show today, Dr. Sater. I'm looking forward to a really interesting conversation with him. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're also on the E360 TV network, going out to Apple, Fire, Android, Roku, and many more. We're also on Business Innovators Radio Network and USA Global Radio and Television Network, and also on mspnewsglobal.com. Let's bring in our incredible guest, Dr. Sam Sater. Dr. Sater, welcome to Brilliance Business TV.
Thank you, Mark, for the opportunity, and I look forward for a great chat today.
I'm looking forward to a conversation with you. I already know about your work, and it's really great stuff that you're doing in the world. So I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you. Tell us about you and what inspired you to found HIS Consulting and create NOVORÉX.
Yeah, that's a great question. As a matter of fact, I've been through a lot of phases in my life that I believe all led to the point where I am today. Starting as a kid in a little village in Lebanon, and going through a lot of challenges, I should say. Then growing up, trusting myself to be a physician, then training in Lebanon, then Belgium, then the United States, and then across different countries. Across different, I say I wear a lot of hats, from being an internist, then to before that internist, and a pathologist, then again an internist, and then a hematologist, oncologist, and then becoming focused on immunotherapy for cancer, then doing research at the NIH, and then taking that research experience to the community in different ways, has prepped me to this vision which I have for HIS Consulting and NOVORÉX. To put it in a in short sequence of events or short understanding, I think that the challenges I had went through and I witnessed personally and in healthcare have pushed me to find solutions, and I'm a problem solver. And I have an engineer mind, so I put everything together into this vision of NOVORÉX and HIS Consulting, which is trying to find solutions for healthcare gaps and using the best technology and keeping the human as a human at the core of what we do is what defines HIS Consulting and NOVORÉX.
And getting great results as well, which is brilliant. Tell us more about the challenges of both patients and doctors, and why is it so important today to have a reform in healthcare, in your opinion?
Sure. So as I said, a lot of things that happen to you in life teaches you lessons, and every challenge in life, actually life is meant to be a challenge that teaches you lessons. So the challenges that I learned from as a physician and caring for patients are multiple. I'll start with patients because they deserve the first attention when we talk about these challenges. Patients go through a lot of challenges, including access to care. That means to be seen by a physician to start with, not be treated and be cared for, but to be seen by a physician. I know many communities that are underserved. I know a lot of people that are doomed to be or are being challenged by their race, by et cetera, et cetera. But what I'm talking about also is the access to care, meaning finding a physician to see them and take care of them. That's one. Number two is delay in care. So you're diagnosed, you have a diagnosis, you have cancer, and then it takes you forever to be taken care of and be moved from one step to the other. Number three is the path or the guidance that the patient needs. For example, you have a diagnosis, you have a good plan, but who's following on this plan? Who's coordinating care? Are you being lost in the tracks of the healthcare, etc.? Number fourth, obviously financial burdens, etc. But last but not least, but there are multiple challenges, but one that is dear to my heart, and that's what we're working on at HS Consulting, is that medicine need to be a service. And the way medicine is served today is not how it was meant to be. I believe that patients need to be served even in their homes. And the fact that, a patient who is challenged by a disease is being taken from one place to the other, from his home to the hospital to the cancer center, etc., is really touching a bit or more on their dignity, on their freedom, on their ability to be taken care for at the place where they should be. Obviously, we can talk more into details about this, but I like to keep it short for the sake of time. As far as the physicians, there are a lot of challenges that even physicians go through. One of them is actually losing your freedom, losing your purpose. Unfortunately, you go through a lot of training, and that training is not easy on the doctor. It actually tests every nerve that the doctor might have, being challenged financially, etc. And then you end up basically in a place where you have to follow the rules. You have to be working from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, and you have to follow the instructions, whether it's by insurance, by the hospital, by the cancer center, etc. And you are not allowed to think outside the box in most places to help patients. You feel like you're tied up. Second challenge is that you, as a community doctor, you have to keep up with all the knowledge that is ever evolving in medicine, and you have to be up to speed, up to date. And if you're having a lot of patients during the day, to keep up with all that knowledge and at the same time give the right attention to the patient, it's really a challenge. There is financial challenges that doctors go through, and there are much more than that. But I feel like the main thing is the freedom that the doctor has and the patient has in this health system. And that's the essence of what we're trying to achieve through NOVORÉX, is to get back that culture where the physician, has the ability to do what he's meant to do, and the patient be served in the right way that was meant to be for medicine.
Lots of challenges there, Dr. Sater, and it's great that you're overcoming a lot of those obstacles that the patient and the physicians have as well. That's excellent. How is HAS Consulting helping reshape healthcare, and how does Dr. Sater Boutique Clinic fit into this model?
Great question again. I think the way we think at HS Consulting, that we are really at the place where we have identified, we have diagnosed the gaps in healthcare, and we have the vision that is clear enough to help us provide successful and hopefully advanced solutions for these healthcare gaps. As the head of research at Cleveland Clinic, and before that, working at the NIH and also working in the community as a locum doctor, I had the opportunity to see these challenges and be able to come up with ideas and solutions to help figure the way out of them. What we are doing is we're partnering with new technology like AI and other, with the concept of NOVORÉX, which is basically the way using the power of belief to improve on the ability for the doctor to do what he's meant to do, and also delivering the care in a way that is most humane. So the way we do this is we are creating humanized AI models that are meant to work as co-pilots that help the doctor, help the patient, help the the staff member, and put all these tools in the hands of the doctors and physicians, and help basically first solve many problems. One of them is for example, the access to expert care. But that's what we're trying to do, is basically connect the expert in top tier institutions with the physician in the community. And we're getting some of the solutions, because there are multiple solutions that HS Consulting and NOVORÉX are trying to solve. But I'm giving you the big headlines. Number two is finding a way that makes it accessible for the patients to see us, which is the Pathfinder visits. And that's basically a quick turnaround visit. I like to joke around and say it's like the Uber of medicine. That's basically trying to find the best available or most available doctor, and that gives the freedom to the patient and to the doctor, because you can have a doctor anywhere in the world that can care for you and help your primary or your specialist wherever you are living. And these solutions are coming up in the near future. We're building them. We have been working on the concepts. We have been doing them in practice. And then we want to help the patient and guide them through whatever plan we come up with. So first, we solve the problem that you have a diagnosis of cancer or whatever it is, medically speaking, and we're getting you the best opinion. So we're getting the knowledge. And then we are giving that as a tool to the doctors to be able to practice more freely with more updated knowledge. And then we're giving them the tools to facilitate all that process. And at the same time, we're teaching them through NOVORÉX and NOVORÉX Academy that we're creating the most humane way to deal with a patient. And it has its own, it's a method by itself. And we can, talk more about this if the time allows. Otherwise, I will defer to our publications that are coming up to allow you to learn more about NOVORÉX and HS Consulting. So I talked about the scaling of the knowledge, about the Pathfinder, which is basically to help the patient in their path, but also the navigational system is another tool that we're actually building to allow patients to be exactly aware of where they are on the map of healthcare from their own home. And that's what we're hoping that we will be creating as a new culture, as a new health ecosystem that will put the patient in a better shape in health-wise.
It's really important work what you're doing, Sam, and I can only imagine how busy your days are. That sounds like a lot of stuff you've been working on. What values does NOVORÉX add to HIS Consulting?
Another big topic that we're writing actually a book on, but I'll try to summarize in the finite time I have. NOVORÉX has started a long time ago, actually, but I had the opportunity to discover it as I put myself into the works of understanding and rediscovering myself as a human being. So I looked into my experience with patients for the last 10 plus years, and I realized that I've been doing a method that helps patients not only feel better about themselves and be encouraged and, have a better awareness of themselves, but also has helped them live longer. And for the most part, also in many patients, even in stage 4, be cured. And I have the confidence to say that based on experience. So what is NOVORÉX? NOVORÉX is a method to deliver care to the other person in a humane way, the most humane way that would empower, enlighten, etc. And if you take it back, that's the definition of love, is that you, as a matter of fact, you love somebody, you want to lift them up, you want to encourage them, you want to give them not the false hope, but the right hope. You want to educate them, you want to give them the knowledge, you want to connect with them on a human basis. So NOVORÉX has basically 5 principles, and I put them together. We're publishing this as part of the method. But basically, what we want to do is connect with the patient to use the power of connection. So if Mark and Sam are talking to each other and they know nothing about each other, then the way that Sam might start the conversation with Mark is to talk to Mark about him as a human being. Tell me more about you, etc. That's what we do with the patient. That's the power of connection. Number two is trust. And what that means is that me as a doctor, as a physician, I have all the trust in myself and confidence. And that's the energy that I want to relate to you as a patient by letting you know that basically I, know what I'm doing. And this is what is going on with you. And here's your clear path that I am helping you with. And whatever decision you make, I'm there to help you out. And that's what I practice and how I practice, that I'm always there for my patients. And that's not just talk, but also, that is translated into action. So if you find your physician available for you and is worried about you and wanting to help you out in the best way possible, you will have that confidence and trust in your doctor. So that's your safety network. Number three is the education. If you don't know what you're talking about, or if you don't know your diagnosis well, as a matter of fact, statistics say 40% of patients end up having no knowledge of what they're being talked about or explained. So knowledge and education, power of knowledge is important. So I explain things to patients in a very smooth, as if I'm talking to a 5-year-old adult, in the sense of explaining things, even if it was simple as iron deficiency. What if it was more complicated, like breast cancer or prostate cancer? I still do the same thing, and I go to the basics and I explain even how biomarkers function and what they're meant by them and what we can use out of them to help the patient, etc. Number four is the power of choice. So we teach patients that they are the captains of the ship. They are the ones in the driver's seat, not the doctor. The doctor can help you, can guide you. But what really I believe in, and that came from my practice of clinical trials for over 10 years, is that you have to have informed decision. So the fact that you choose to be treated or not to be treated, as basic as that, has to be coming from you. That means that you're holding the responsibility. So you are participating with the doctor in making that decision, but it's your decision, because if you agree to be treated, you have to follow through. And I empower you because I'm still your safety network. So no matter what happens, if you decide to fall, I'm there to help you, and guide you through. Number five is the power of positivity and gratitude. And what that means is I tell the patient, listen, how many challenges you've been through in your life? I'm sure that you had challenges with your children, etc. Cancer is just another challenge. And with a challenge comes a lesson. And that's the gratitude. That life is not black and white. It's actually a balance between the two. And even death is just another challenge. We are all dying. Who didn't die? And typically patients ask me about how long they would live after that. I say, listen, I can't play God. God knows better. And I leave it at that, by that, saying, like, I could be dying even before you. I could be crossing the street and a car, crushes me over, and my day is before your day. So for me to play God, I don't do that. But these are the 5 elements that NOVORÉX used over the years to help patients, to empower them, to guide them, to enlighten them. And that same method is being used as the engine behind HES Consulting, so that every solution we have, NOVORÉX is falling along these lines. Now, that being said, just on a final note, NOVORÉX is a method that is in process of evolution. Like iPhone 14, 15, 16, we believe that these are going to evolve. And for that reason, we created NOVORÉX Academy, that is meant to study these more rigorously using research, not from only oncology and hematology, but no, what we believe in is in a holistic method. And that's what defines HES Consulting holistic method, is that we look into pathology, psychology, sociology, all the disciplines that led to the improvement, or that leads to the improvement of how we care for a patient as a human being. And that's how doctors used to be. Before, the doctor used to be a philosopher, a pharmacist, etc., etc. And I think we should go back to that time.
Oh, yes, I agree. And I think it's brilliant work what you're doing and how you're giving the guidance, and then they're in control, and it's really giving hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and it doesn't have to be this big scary journey. There is guidance and support out there, which is incredible. How does the future look like with all these solutions and inventions you have?
I think first it looks bright. I think I'm very hopeful that patients will be served medicine. If I want to put it, and in that way, or in that abbreviation of how it looks. But really, we're looking at patients in their homes being served medicine to the highest level possible, meaning that we will have a top expert opinion reaching every house, and we have teams of medical staff trained with NOVORÉX Academy, knowing exactly how to treat you as a human, matching the doctor to your personality, matching the staff to your personality as a person, and making sure that we take care of you as a whole and not as a case or a diagnosis, because you are a whole and you're not a case or a diagnosis. And learning from all the different disciplines, and that's where AI comes into play to help us. Learning from all the different disciplines, whether it's neurology or neuroleptic language, or you name it, neuroscience, I mean, and other, putting all this knowledge in the hands in a way that is actually very elegant and right to the point, in the hands of the experienced doctors, to give you what's best for you, from advice and then guidance. And this is where we have the holistic approach. That means you have a system that is always and ever evolving, learning from experiences as we go, and allowing the patients to get the best care and be followed on all the time. And not only having the technology be available, but have the technology as a tool behind the work that we're doing, rather than having technology be talking to you only. You have a human touch, you have a human element that is actually augmented with the technology rather than the other way around. And I think patients will be very happy by what we're offering. There will be a saving of tons of money on the healthcare system, on the economic system, because we are saving tons on, on the delivery of the drugs, on the establishments that need to be there, the overhead that that is paid by the pockets of patients, etc. So we are solving the problems on multiple levels. But I see the future is bright, and patients will be given the medicine as they should be given, and the doctors are free. The doctors are free because they can practice the way they want, and the system is figuring out the best evidence care medicine from learning from millions of cases, etc. And also the guidance that is given to a patient in Europe is the same as the guidance that is given to a patient in the United States, etc., based on their on their characteristics as a human, but also based on studies, etc. So we are unifying healthcare in a way that gives the best opinion for the patient, and people are treated equally. And expert care will not be a privilege anymore. It will be given to any patient anywhere.
I absolutely love the work you're doing, Dr. Sater, and I know people can connect with you at NOVORÉX.org. That's NOVORÉX.org. Who should reach out to you, Dr. Sater?
Say it again, Mark. I didn't hear you.
Who should connect with you?
Oh, who should connect? So
who should connect with you?
Yeah, so good question. We are there to serve not only patients, as I explained. We're there to serve patients. We're there to serve doctors who want to be free out of the current health system. We're there to support people who are interested in these concepts and evolving healthcare. people who are interested in supporting NOVORÉX and HS Consulting in their vision and mission. And I think any connection is welcome as long as the purpose is actually divine, meaning to help and serve other humans, and the purpose is not materialistic. That's our vision, and that's our purpose.
I love it. I would encourage, if you fit that criteria, Dr. Sater is the man. Go to NOVORÉX.org. That's NOVORÉX.org. Dr. Sater, thank you for giving us your time today and coming on to Brilliance Business TV. I thoroughly enjoyed having a conversation with you.
Thank you. Likewise.
The pleasure's been all ours. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.